All right, hey everyone, and welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks. I thought I'd start out this evening with a little look behind the scenes. Every 7-day forecast you see on TV or on social media kind of starts out like this. It's on a clipboard. We write it down, and this serves a couple of purposes. One, it's to kind of get all our thoughts in one places, highs, lows, what kind of precipitation there's going to be. Also kind of gives the next shift a real quick easy thing to look at to kind of get in touch with what the current forecast is. And then on a day like today, when I'm going to show a snow map, and I don't like showing model snow maps that are just raw model output, I like to do kind of a manual version of the snow map after looking at many models, not just showing you the output from one model. I draw it. I print out a map of Ohio or Ohio and PA combined, and put some snow ranges on there, and then I keep this in front of me while I manually draw that snow map. I never am a fan of seeing in a television weather presentation 2.2 inches here and 2.7 inches here. That's just raw model output. It's no doubt going to change some as new model information becomes available, and the science is just not far enough along to predict down to the 10th of an inch how much snow is going to fall in your location. We're good, but we're not that good just yet. We'll talk about how much snow to expect coming up momentarily, but first a little review of some climate stats here. It's been a warmer than average month. You know, you look at these numbers, and while we did have a couple of very warm days early last week, overall the high temperatures have not been crazy warm, but it's kind of been a theme this winter. Yes, the daytime highs have been generally above average, but the overnight lows have been way above the average during the winter months, and that kind of skews the numbers certainly. So while these are all the high temperatures, this number over here, 7.7, that takes into account both highs and lows, and that's why we are seeing a pretty impressive number so far in February at 7.7 degrees, warmer than average, and we're going to make it 3 for 3 on months above average here in meteorological winter in 2019 into 2020. So far in February, snow, of course, last Friday was easily the biggest one-day snow total of the month so far. We're at 5.4 so far at the Youngstown Warren Airport. And when we look at things from a seasonal perspective, so far this season, 35.2 is the number at the airport in Vienna. Average through today's date is about 41, so we're about 6 inches below the average. And we're about an inch below where we were through this same date last year. Now, last year we only ended up with about 44 inches of snow at the airport. We only had 8 more inches to go after February 11th last winter. So we didn't see a whole lot of snow late in the season, even though March was kind of an unsettled and chilly month last year. All right, here's our next weather maker down across the deep south. It is a stalled front, and what's going to happen with this front is low pressure is going to form along it, and that's going to drag the front back north as a warm front over the next 24 hours, and that will lead to our snow and mixed precipitation tomorrow night. Now, timing on this, we're fine during the daylight hours tomorrow. Clouds will thicken and lower once again, maybe some milky sun here and there tomorrow morning as high pressure pays us a brief visit. Now, here's the snow arriving tomorrow evening. It's going to be right around dinner time, right around sunset. Sunsets are almost at 6 o'clock. In fact, we see our first 6 o'clock sunset of the season a week from today. We're not going to see much sun tomorrow afternoon, though. A thick overcast leading to the snow. Right around 5 to 7 p.m. it arrives from south to north. But as I've been talking about this week, this is not going to stay all snow all night. This is kind of a similar situation to what we just had Sunday night, where we get some snow and then it changes over to some rain. Now, the timing on the changeover, this will occur from south to north. First places to probably hear some sleet pellets will be down towards Salineville and East Liverpool. And then down there, it probably just changes to rain fairly quickly. The process of a changeover to just rain will take a few hours, more than likely, in kind of the 224 corridor, and certainly up towards I-80 and points north. But, well, I'll tell you, I think everyone's going to see at least a mix, if not just plain old rain for a time overnight. Notice the green gets all the way up to at least I-80 tomorrow night. And then as we go through the early morning hours on Thursday, most of the precipitation pushes away, but there could be some residual light rain and drizzle and some snowflakes mixed in, maybe a sleet pellet. I think this is all pretty low impact with air temperatures right around 32, 33 Thursday morning. So I don't anticipate a tough rush hour Thursday morning. I think it's going to be mostly just wet During the daylight hours Thursday, it's probably not much more than flurries midday into the afternoon. Now, as the Arctic air begins to pour in and goes over the relatively warm Great Lakes, there may be a quick burst of snow showers Thursday evening that gives us some fresh coatings and makes things a little slick. But I think that's primarily reserved for late in the day on Thursday. And then, yeah, the story for Friday is just the cold with an Arctic high building down into the Midwest. Here's a look at our current model spread for the Youngstown Warren Airport in Vienna. This will be fairly representative of kind of the middle of our viewing area. Amounts are going to be lower than this down towards central and southern Columbiana County. But as you can see, we still have kind of a 1 to 3 inch range here. Most of this coming right in through here, Wednesday night. This box right here. That 1 to 3 inch range, and then maybe some small additional accumulations late Thursday with those snow showers around. Here's that manually drawn snow map. Now, I do think there'll be a pretty solid 3 to 6 inches from Ashtabula through Elyria, Cleveland, maybe as far south as Akron, back towards Mansfield and the I-71 corridor. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches, pretty common up there. For our viewing area, I think there's going to be too much mixing for a lot of places to see much more than 3, although you might see a little more than 3, maybe 4 or so, up towards areas north and west of Warren, maybe from Newton Falls on north, towards Mesopotamia. Some places might see more than 3 up here. I don't think a 6 is very likely up here, but 3 to 4 or so, I could see that. But in the heart of our viewing area, I think there's too much mixing and rain to see much more than this 1 to 3 inch range. And I don't think you see more than an inch once you're down towards Glenmore, East Liverpool, Salineville, Calcutta, etc. So that's the way things look as far as the accumulations go, and as far as impacts go on the roads, giving you the green light during the daylight hours on Wednesday, and then Wednesday evening, a lot of wet roads out there, but you know, if we get a couple of inches of snow in some places, yeah, sure, the neighborhood streets and whatnot could turn a little bit slick. I think Thursday morning is going to be a-okay for the most part, with just damp roads and temperatures around 32, 33. We'll have to watch out for the evening snow shower activity, and again, no problems on Friday aside from a stray morning flurry and lots of cold air. With the rain that is going to fall in a lot of places after that initial bout of snow, we could probably expect about a ½ an inch on average worth of rain with the system. No flooding concerns here locally. From I-70 on south, flooding concerns do ramp up. In fact, a medium-high risk of flooding, flash flooding, tomorrow into tomorrow night across parts of Tennessee and Kentucky as well, and even up towards Parkersburg, Marietta, and maybe Morgantown. We have a lower-end risk of some flooding issues. Boy, it's going to be cold at the end of the week. This is no big change here as far as the Valentine's Day forecast. You know, temperatures no higher than the teens. Thankfully, not a ton of wind on Friday. And then Friday night, I'm not going to be surprised if some places flirt with 0 for one of the very few times this winter. Highest risk maybe of a 0 be in the traditionally colder rural areas of Mercer County out into Crawford County and points east over towards Oil City and Franklin and DuBois, PA. So the Valentine's Day forecast hasn't really changed much. No higher than the upper teens overall, just the coldest weather we've seen so far this winter, and it's a one-day deal. The warm-up starts this weekend, and you get the idea here in the longer range. I've been singing this same song for a while now. Just a lack of sustained cold in the longer range. 8 to 14-day outlook, high odds here of a warmer-than-average stretch to round out the month of February, and increasing confidence that March this year will be better than the last couple of years. We've had some fairly chilly Marches over the last couple of years. I don't know if March yet will be as abnormally warm as the preceding few months, but I have higher than average confidence in the longer range forecast that March will probably see a general continuation of the pattern that has been featured most of winter, which of course has brought a lack of any sort of sustained cold. All right, that's it for me tonight. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks. I'll see you back here on Wednesday.